Hello everyone, myself Ron Singh and welcome back to my channel. So previously we started with the data types and we have already covered what are integers and floating point, right? So after a quick recap, we'll start with what is character. Okay, so as I said that we started with the data type and I said there are primitives and non-primitives data type and we'll be dealing with the primitives in this section, right? So then we move further, right? So after that I said that there are total 8 primitives and they are byte, short, int, long, float, double, char and boolean, right? So we have already covered byte, short, int, long, right? And then after that we covered what are this into floating points, right? So the float and double. Okay, so as I said, I classified this into integer, then into the floating point, then into the character, and then into the boolean, right? So these were the four major section, right? So in the integer I said there are byte, short, int and long, right? So we completed this four in our one video, right? Yes. So after that in another video I said I covered the floating point, so they were float and double, right? So we also covered float and double. So in this section we'll be dealing with the character. So character is nothing but a data type, means it consists of a data type that is char. Okay, and we'll see what are the functionalities of char and how we can use that. Okay, so before that we'll just move to the slide that we already covered. Okay. Yes, so in the integer I said they are fixed number and the difference between byte, short, int, long was the size and the ranges, right? And the default value for double was 0. And in the floating point section I said they are real number, for example they are having any decimal value. And I also said that if you are not giving any decimal to the float variable, then there is no need of tailing f, right? But if you are giving any decimal points, so you need to give the tailing f, right? And in the double I said tailing d is not mandatory, it's up to you. Okay, so it's optional. So in this section we'll be dealing with the character. Okay, so inside the character we have got a data type called as char. Okay, so this is a data type that we are going to use. So in the integer we got byte, short, int and long, right? And in the floating point we got float and double, right? So in the character we got char. Okay, so in this section we'll be seeing, or I can say we'll be emphasizing on char only. Okay, so char is a single character, just stick to this line. Okay, is a single character. I am just highlighting the word single, okay, so that you remember that. So it is just a single character, okay, not more than that, and it is a single character. Example a and 0. Okay, so this is 0, so you can also have the numeric value and I'll show you how. Okay, but there is one thing that you need to note, that whenever you want to declare your char, you need to use the single quotes. Okay, not the double quotes but the single quotes. Okay, so char are always inside the double quote, sorry, single quotes. Okay, so the size of char is 16 bits. Okay, so 16 bits means 2 byte and the range is 0 to 2 power 16 minus 1. So just note that down, that the range for char starts from 0. Okay, now the question is why it starts from the 0, why it is not 2 power 6 minus 2 power 16 to 2 power 16 minus 1, right? So the answer is character cannot be negative, right? Yes, so they starts with the like 0. Okay, and the default value for this char is Unicode, this means /u this. So in the this value in the Unicode stands for null or 0. Okay, means it just means that it is empty. Okay, clear? Yes. So now what we'll do one thing, we'll just move to our previous class, that is data type, right? So over here we practice what is float and we printed and we said that telling f and the preciseness, right? So we said, oh, double is more precise than float. Okay, so now how do I comment the complete section? If I want to comment the complete section, how can I do that? Am I supposed to do this? No, right? Because this can be very cumbersome, right? So I can just say slash asterisk and again asterisk forward slash, right? So now this complete section is commented out, right? So we quickly revised what are comments. Okay, so now I'll say char c is equals to a. Now it is giving us an error, and I think you would probably have guessed why we are getting the error, right? Because we haven't gave this in the single quotes. Okay, so I'll say this. Okay, now there is no error, right? Now if I want to print this out, C, and now I'll say run as Java application. Okay, so now it is giving the a because we have already defined the a. Now as I said, I have just highlighted to this word, right? Single. So what do I mean by this? Means why, what was the purpose of highlighting that, right? So let's see, if I say ab, now if I just print this, it is giving error over here only. Okay, it says invalid character constant. Okay, so what does this mean? As I said, char means only a single character. Okay, so if you are giving any means more than one character, then it will give you an error. Okay, clear to everyone? Yes. So, and in our example I also said that we can have the 0. Okay, so see, 0 is giving the 0. Okay, so see over here I am giving 1. So it is not mandatory to give only the alphabets. That's the reason it has said that it is a character. Character means you can also have the digits and you can also have the alphabets. Okay, they are not alphabet, it is char. Okay, so character means you can have the digit as well as the alphabet, but a single character. Okay, now what if I just try to give over here 65? See, it again gives us an error, right? Because invalid character constant, because we are giving the 2 character, right? That's the reason why it is giving us an error. Now see what happened when we were dealing with int a is equals to, I said 65, and if I want to print the value of a, it printed 65, right? But when I just put this as this, what was the scenario? It gave us the ASCII value of letter a, right? That was 65, right? So what if I try to give this 65 and I want to print the letter a, right? So over here I just gave it in the single quotes, right? So it says invalid character constant because there are multiple characters. So we can give it like this. Okay, so if we are not giving anything inside the double quotes, and if we are giving values like 65, so it will just fetch the ASCII chart and it will say which value is assigned to the 65. So for 65 the letter is a, so it is printing a because we are not having any we are not having any the single quotes, otherwise it would have give us an error because it is not a single character. So I am giving the int, and int range that is inside the ASCII chart is getting like fetched into the ASCII chart, and it is just fetching the alphabet that is related to it. Okay, so now if I give 650, again it is of type int, right? So it will again fetch that chart and it will say which is assigned to 650. So for 650 question mark is assigned. Okay, yes, so clear to everyone? Yes. Now as I said, in the integer we can use the octal range, right? So if I again give the octal range, right, like this 41. Okay, so this range was for 65, right? And 65 means a, so again it will okay, I'll just do one thing, 42. Okay, now this 42 means 66. right? So this 66 will be pointing to letter B, right? So now letter B should be printed in the console, right? Just hold on. Yes, see what is the output? We got the letter B, so it goes same, means for example even now in the like int I said we can use the binary as well, so I can use the binary over here also, right? Like this, right? So now this is a binary, means 1 2 4 6 8 16 32. Yes, so now this binary ranges for 65, means this is letter A. Again the 65 is for letter A, right? Now if I want to give the value as 96, so now again what will be the answer? It will be, it is a this mark, okay? So for 96 it is that mark, okay? Now if I want to give 99, let's see what is the output. It is C, okay? So it is fetching the ASCII value, but if I give this inside the single quotes like this, so it will say invalid character constraint, because whenever we give anything inside the apostrophe or this single quotes, this says that, means it says that you need to give only a single character, means inside this single quotes you can only give a single character, okay? And if there is no single quotes and you are giving any value, so it will fetch the values that are related to it, means for example for 65 it was A, right? For 66 it was B, for 55 it is 7, okay? So I also said that in the int we can also have the like, yes, means octal range we already covered, right? 0x41. Yeah, so now we can also have the Unicode values, okay? So for Unicode you need to give them inside the single quotes, okay? So for Unicode you need to use the backward slash u, then you need to give the value like this, okay? Now this value is stands for capital letter A, okay? So again this value ranges for capital letter A in the Unicode, okay? So you can give any value, but for giving any Unicode you need to give the single quotes, okay? So just remember when to give the single quotes, okay? So it will be clear if you practice, okay? Yes, now 42 ranges for B, and if I say 52, then let's see what is the output. See, it is R, okay? So if you practice it will be very much clear to all of you, okay? So I said that we can have the octal range as well, hexadecimal range, normal int range, and normal character as well. We can have the binary as well, and we can have the Unicode as well, right? Yes. So clear to everyone? Yeah, so we have saw that we can use any of them, right? So it's up to us, means you may encounter some scenario or maybe in the MCQs or like coding competitions, you can see this like char is assigned to any integer, so you should not get confused to it, okay? Means the option may consist that it will throw an error, okay? So it will only throw an error if there are means if there is in, means if the given multiple character, for example 65 is in the single quotes, okay? And if this is 65 is not in the single quotes, then it won't give you any error, okay? It will fetch the ASCII values, okay? So clear to everyone? Yes. So if you face any doubt, you can just reach out to me, right? Or you can just comment your doubts in the comment section. So thank you so much for watching the video.